Fun fact, did you know that Crash's original conception was a character called Willy Wombat? Fun fact, did you know that the game in production was codenamed the Sonic's Ass game, as the player would be navigating stages in third person, literally meaning you'd be staring at Sonic's ass. Fun fact, did you know that the composer for Naughty Dog's Crash Bandicoot music was also responsible for the theme song in Clifford the Big Red Dog? Uncanny resemblance, innit? Fun fact, did you know Naughty Dog were given officially 10.5 months to finish the game after the second one? I don't have a joke, I can't joke about that. Fun fact, did you know that in the early stages of development, Solid Snake's appearance was said to be inspired by the body of Jean-Claude Van Damme and the face of Christopher Walken?
Hey! You're talking to my guy all wrong. It's the wrong tone. Do it again, I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
Fun fact, did you know that Mantis doesn't have the only fourth wall scene with vibrating apparatus? After the torture scene and you're thrown into your cell, Codec call Naomi and she'll heal your arm via your vibrating controller. Fun fact, did you know that this game pays homage to the Titanic? The intro of the game is based around a sinking ship and then features around two of our main characters in love called Jack and Rose. Similarly, Snake's and Otacon's real names, David and Hal, reference 2001 A Space Odyssey. Now isn't that lovely? Fun fact, did you know that Vamp was originally designed as a woman, but the inclusion of Fortune then led them to change him to a man? This kind of explains his borderline feminine body actions, eh? Fun fact, did you know that the date of Virtuous Mission is actually the 1-year-old birthday of Hideo Kojima? He wanted to use his original birth date, but postponed it for a year in order to let the Kennedy assassination become part of the story. What a silly sausage. Fun fact, did you know that this game was originally conceived for the PS3, but the long time gap forced Kojima to work the PS2 to its limits? He later admitted that in subsistence, the new online feature, an added third-person camera, was to test the water for the upcoming Metal Gear Solid 4 to see what worked and what didn't. Fun fact, did you know that on the PlayStation version of this game, before you start playing, you get a mini-game of the Namco classic Galaga. If you beat every stage of this mini-game without losing, go to the character select on arcade mode and hit start on Kazuya, and then you'll be awarded by being able to play as Devil Kazuya. Although, I'm not very good at this game and I can't do it, so here's a pretty picture of him. Doesn't he look silly? Fun fact, did you know that when playing the arcade mode of this game, when you get to stage 3, make sure you beat the stage on a finish, meaning that you beat the stage with very little health remaining. On stage 4, Alex or Roger will then appear, and by beating them, they then become playable characters. Now, how is a kid in 1996 supposed to figure that shit out?
You are so fucking clever.
Fun fact, did you know that after you win a fight on any mode of this game, during the replay, if you hold down any of the attack buttons, your character will perform a different victory animation? That's cool, innit? Oh, and on Paul's and Brian's stage, there's a piece of graffiti on the wall that reads Soul Edge, possibly referencing another Namco fighting franchise. That's cool, innit?
Which ultimately wins you over anyway.
Fun fact, did you know that the original concept for this game was presented as a CG movie of Abe running away from a pack of another species on Oddworld called Meeches? Even though Lanning liked this animation, due to a tight budget and cutbacks, they couldn't include these into the final game due to the sheer number of them needed. Hence why in the story they're extinct. Fun fact, Did you know that due to more restrictions in the budget and limitations of the console for this game, there was originally a cutscene of a meteor storm that hit the moon that was removed, which actually explains the origins of Abe's palm in the face of it. Without that cutscene, it's a little bit bloody confusing. Fun fact. Did you know that this was one of the first games ever made that featured a main menu kick? Before you start playing, if you remain idle on any sub-menus for too long, the game will automatically kick you back to the start screen. That's useful. Fun fact. Did you know that after the release of Abe's Odyssey, the Japanese market forced Oddworld to change the amount of fingers on the Mudokan hands? The original 4 fingers on Abe were seen by the Japanese as relatable to a lower subclass of meat packers in Japan who often had work-related accidents, and it was seen as a highly disrespectful symbol that offended them due to their very low-class working and social conditions. After threats of large fines and legal battles, that's why in Abe's Exodus and the Japanese versions of both games, the backstories and all subsequent cutscenes were changed to feature 3 fingers on all Mudokan hands. Interesting. Fun fact. Did you know that after the release of this game, Oddworld inhabitants condensed some of the cutscenes and made a few more specifically to fit into a 15-minute movie, which was then nominated for an Academy Award. Unfortunately, it didn't win, but it's still finger-licking good. Fun fact. Did you know that due to another Japanese controversy which has been undisclosed, the original Mudokan meat posters, known as Mudokan Pops, had to be altered to a more ambiguously happy image, hence the change in Exodus, and in both Japanese installments. Yeah, it looks happy. Fun fact. Did you know that when Microsoft marketed the game, they wanted it to appeal to more casual gamers and so proposed that the title be called Abe and Munch's Fun Adventures? These people had obviously never even looked at any fucking Oddworld game before. Fun fact. Did you know that there's actually a third ending to this game for saving every Mudokan and Fuzzle, unlike the last 2 games? It's the same as the normal good ending, yet the newspaper tile at the very end is changed to explain how collapsed and destroyed the entirety of Gluckens and Vikers end up, due to no slaves or test subjects. Worth it, I suppose. Fun fact. Did you know that Max Payne's name and brief snippets of backstory are based off of the movie character Mad Max Rockatansky, as they both lose their wives and children in their respective stories, causing them to both go apeshit? Aha!
And going for a more... Look.
Fun fact. Did you know that in early development of Max Payne 1, Max was originally going to be called Max Heat, and the game was going to be called Dark Justice? Because of this then led to Max Payne 2, including 2 show Easter eggs on the TVs. One with a parody 70s cop show based off of the original Max Payne's plot called Dick Justice, and a pornographic show known as Max Heat. That's pretty cool. Fun fact. Did you know that this particular ending song is actually referenced many times during the game itself, acting as a foreshadowing to future events along with Max's hallucinations and nightmares? Just to name a few, it's sung by Mona in the shower, it's played on the piano by some cleaners, and it's even sung by a janitor near the start of the game and in Max's nightmares themselves. Spooky. Fun fact. Did you know that Mona Sax's sister from the first game was called Lisa? And... oh wait! Holy shit, I just realised what they did there! Fun fact. Did you know that when the game was close to release, Rockstar did a Twitter competition stating that the best fan messages with the hashtag MaxPayne3 would be in with a chance to have their likenesses thrown in as a multiplayer character for the online mode? Also, Vinny Gogniti from the first and second games has his tombstone near Max's wife and daughter. Yeah. Fun fact. Did you know that the character designs alone in this game went through 6 or 8 completely different redesigns before Sucker Punch settled with the final designs? Ew. Well, I'm happy about that. Fun fact. Did you know that there was originally going to be a level set in Monaco, which Sucker Punch even explained on a making of featurette if you beat Sly 3 90%? Well, I guess if you already did that, then you know that already. Fun fact. Did you know that this game was one of the first on PS2 to try out microphone-based stealth gameplay? You could plug in a USB mic into the PS2 and allow yourself to make noises into it to affect the game, which included distracting enemies, attracting enemies, and also giving away your position if you were too loud. Shut up! Fun fact. Did you know that the scene with Sly performing a terrible Italian accent was actually the voice actor Kevin Miller's best attempt at an Italian accent, so they decided to joke about it within the game in a last-minute inclusion? Well, it is shit to be fair. Fun fact. Did you know that in Bloodbath Bay you can find a poster reading Dev and Karen Wedding August 05, which is actually a reference to Dev Madan and Karen Yamagiwa, two Sucker Punch devs, getting married during the creation of this game? How cute.